proud of you, Lupita. It's just like, queen.
Thank you.
And I have to say, Lupita, every time I see you, you're always so stylish. There's no, even when you're like not stylish, you're stylish. I love your looks.
Thank you very much. I mean, I do enjoy a dress up.
Okay.
But I don't enjoy shopping.
You don't like shopping?
No.
Because, see, I go on Instagram at 2 in the morning, and that's when I shop for everything. Wigs, jeans. That's when I do all my shopping. Now, when it comes, it's always 2 sizes too small. I don't know how to return it, but that's when do you do any, like, online shopping like that?
You know, now that I have a cat, they get me with that. Like, with the new cat toys and things like that, that's my Achilles heel.
So you get all the...
Yeah, all the cat toys or the wand toys, just like robot this and that. But, like, for myself, I just get really confused. And it's just so hard to narrow it down, you know?
Yes.
And I don't like online shopping. I really don't.
Yeah, because you're going to get stuff that won't fit.
Yeah,
you know,
of
and all
course.
of this.
Yes,
exactly.
And I don't like returning things either, so.
Yeah, because everything I get, it smells like a Shell gas station. Like, I don't know what is in the stuff that I order. But I have to say, the one thing, I'm going to give you props for this, because this was the most... I love this genius fashion hack that you did. We talked about it. You were on a cart. You had people roll you around on a cart because your heels hurt. So they rolled you around. Lupita, I said, this is a fashion hack I love. So have you trademarked the high heel cart yet? Because I won't buy it at 2 in the morning, I'm telling you.
I really should. I haven't done that yet. That wasn't my idea. I want the world to know that I'm not that diva.
Really?
No.
It was a great idea.
It was my hairstylist, Vernon Francois. It was his wild idea. And I thank him for it, and I'll take it from there.
Were your feet hurting?
My feet were killing me. I was dawdling about, and and he was like, "Look, there's a cart right there. Let's use it."
So, will you explain, like, because you always have to do these red carpet events, and you're always standing in your heels and walking long distances in your heels. How do you do it?
Well, first of all, I have flats until I get to where I'm going. So I preserve myself.
That's it. Then you change.
And then I change, and then it's just prayers until I can get back to the class.
Now, I gotta tell you, we saw a snippet of your trailer from The Wild Robot. It has been getting the most amazing reviews, and like, literally.
Thank you.
And I talked to my very good friend, Candy Burris, and she said she took her son, Ace, to see it, and everybody was so emotional at the theater. Like, okay, how does it feel making people cry?
It feels great. Yes.
Yeah.
It does. It's nice to be able to pull on people's heartstrings. Yeah, the tears well earned.
Have you gone to the movie theater to see people, like, how they've reacted? Have you slipped in?
Well, yes, in the past, for sure.
Yeah.
But with this one, it really, people are crying. What I love about this film is that people are crying because they're moved and they're overwhelmed with happiness, you know?
Yes.
And whereas 12 Years a Slave, people were crying for some very different
reasons, right.
So this time it feels good. It feels almost like a refreshing cry, I would like to believe. Because I cried too. I was very moved by it when I first watched it.
Yes, and that's what you do. And this is what we love about you, Lupita, because you take us there to so many different places. And I know that your movie premiered at the Toronto Film Festival. And it was the first time, when you do animate it, a lot of times you're in the studio by yourself during the entire run. So when you were at the Toronto Film Festival, that was the first time you got to meet your co-stars.
Yeah, it was our first get-together.
So it was like Pedro Pascal was one of them, Mark Hamill, Catherine O'Hara. You hadn't met any of the people. What was your reaction?
Well, you know, it's a little awkward. It's like the first day of school, you know, when you're trying to figure out your chemistry. We've done this really intimate thing together, but we've never hung out together as a cast, which I really take for granted when I'm working on live action. And with this, it was like, oh, I really don't know what our chemistry is. We did a group interview, and it was, I have no sense of who's gonna say what. But it's quite lovely. I mean, it was a reunion with Mark Hamill, for sure.
Because you worked with Mark Hamill before.
On Star Wars, So it was good to see him again. But I didn't know which character he played.
So you're just like in the dark with the character.
Yeah, and then I listened to it, and I was like, oh my God, he's the bear.
It's funny because doing animated films, you have to change your voice up so often. Is it true that when you were doing your character of the robot, you changed it up and you damaged your vocal cords?
It is true.
Did you?
Yes, yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so when Roz starts off, she's in a very, like, Siri and Alexa-inspired voice, which is optimistic, relentlessly so, and very different from how I speak.
Okay.
So I did it for one too many hours, and I developed a polyp on my vocal cords.
Oh.
And so I had to remain silent for 3 months.
3 months you couldn't talk?
I couldn't talk for 3 months.
Girl, how hard was that? Like, how did you, I know people coming up to you going, Lupita, like, what, you couldn't say anything.
I know, and sometimes people were insulted by me. I had a few people, like, curse me out because I didn't...
Oh, no!
I didn't speak back, so I actually made a little tag that said, I am on vocal rest, and so when people did that, I would just point. And
to the tag.
Yeah, like, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just unwell.
No, I know. And so, like, with the, you know, with your voice going, because you had to lower it, so did you have, like, a bit?
I actually had to make it higher.
You had to make it higher. Okay, so to speak in a regular tone, did you have to go down deeper? Did you have, like, a bedroom voice?
I did. Like, my doctor said that in order to cure myself, I couldn't use my voice at its full capacity.
Okay.
So, and I couldn't whisper either, because whispering is very dangerous.
Okay.
So all I could do was speak in a bedroom voice like this.
You had to speak like that the whole time?
All the time.
Okay, say order me a number 2 supersize in that voice.
Hi, may I please have a number 2 supersize?
Oh, girl, that's good right there. That's good. That is, you know, I could never do a bedroom voice in public at all. No, and I remember when I did Cinderella on Broadway with Keke Palmer, and I lost my voice the first week, and I had to wear a big old sign because there weren't Ubers or Lyfts around, so you had to catch a taxi, and I had to wear a big old pad that said, and I would write on there, I can't talk, please don't, you know, don't talk to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and those taxi drivers in New York, they said, but you still gotta pay. I don't care what. Oh my gosh. Now, I love this. I heard that you've had a lot of no's, in the years that you were pursuing your dreams. And then, you know, you had a similar experience with your new podcast, and it's called Mind Your Own. So, it's one thing getting the no's in Hollywood, but a podcast is just yours. People told you no?
They did, to start with. My podcast is a storytelling show about all from the African perspective. And so it was an audience that I think people don't usually think of, speaking to an African audience. And so, yeah, the first response was, yeah, not now, you know? And of course, I needed to develop the idea, and I put a lot of myself in it, took it back out there, and then it resonated differently. But yeah, it was quite upsetting and disappointing, of course, when people were not so thrilled. But now it's out, and it's been not even a week, and the response has been incredible. I mean, people are really enjoying it.
This is what, it's like, I think that people think, oh, Lupita, you know, she's won an Oscar, and I keep seeing her and everything. She can't get no's.
Yeah.
But when you get these no's, you know, for something that you believed in so strongly, how did you get past that? How did you keep going to get this to fruition?
I just so badly believed in it. The reason why I made this podcast is because I was homesick, and I wanted to hear stories of people from the continent. And I know storytelling podcasts exist, like This American Life and Snap Judgment, and they do so well. I benefit from them, and I just believed that there were people like me out there that wanted to hear these stories too. To kind of globalize that African experience, you know? It's not just for Africans, it's just from the African perspective. And just like any other podcast that is out there, be it American, British, we're able to relate beyond our borders. So why the hell can't we relate to Africa?
That's it. That is it. Woo! Now, you know, Lupita, you work so hard. And I do want to say, oh my gosh, I got to give you your flowers. I went to see a movie with John Lithgow that you were the star of. It was, and I hope I'm pronouncing it right, The Queen of Katwe.
Yes.
The Queen, it was the most lush movie. You were so, like, beautiful. It was so beautiful acted. John Lithgow kept saying he just knew you were going to win an Oscar for that movie. So I just wanted to give you props. That was the most, it was the most beautiful movie.
Thank you so much.
That I had seen with you. Oh my goodness. Thank you for that. But you know what? You just declared yourself, because you work hard, you play hard. And you just declared yourself the hula hoop queen.
Yeah.
Okay? On Instagram. Okay? Because you be hooping, girl. Where does your obsession with hula hooping come from?
You know, I heard, I don't like doing sit-ups.
Okay.
But I do like to have a cut belly, right?
Okay.
And someone told me that hula hooping can give you the same results.
Oh, really?
Yes, especially if the hula hoop is weighted. It's the same workout for your midriff. And so I thought, okay, and I started hula hooping.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get me a weighted hula hoop. I didn't know all of that.
We're gonna have a